get this to. I was trying to like. I watched a few different videos there, and trying to get into my other accounts, which accounts that way my thing doesn't read zero. So I was watching a few different videos, and am I not even subscribed to my own channel? I'm like trying to search up my own channel here, and I'm not active enough. I don't think. I think that's all it is. I'm just not active enough. I like tried the search. It didn't even come up into my own search. I just want to see what the auto is. Oh wow, the mic is actually really crisp on this. I'm surprised with myself. That to the side. Okay. Oh yeah, I wanted to message pizzas here. That's not where I wanted to be. Where's my conversation? Dang it, man. Here we are. Alright. Bird. So, yeah. So, as for right now, this is going to be one giant continent. It's actually not going to be too much bigger than what you see here. Um, the basis of the thing is, in many Roblox games and many games I see, they have one map, one small map, and many servers of the same map. I don't want to do that. So like, I'm going to have one large map, and there's going to be many servers within that map. So picture like a big jigsaw puzzle, and basically that puzzle, each puzzle piece is a server. So like when you walk into the bank, you'll be transferred into a different server, which will be the bank. So like in real life, when you go into a shop, some shops can't even fit more than 10 people. Um, these like little convenience stores is what I'm thinking about, or like you know how like sometimes you see little bank ATMs in that little thing, almost like a closet type space thing. Yeah, it's places like that. So it's like real life, it's like you can't fit more than one person like that. So what I've been trying to work out now is how to do a cutscene, like because one of the things with Roblox is, and probably most other games, like I eventually would like to be able to put this over onto Steam, and even my idea was trying to figure out how to make a third-party program to be able to have it to where like let's say you go off of into the map over to here, what if when you get transferred servers, it transfers you game launcher as well too, and puts you in the Minecraft, and now you're in the Minecraft world. Um, and then let's say you go off over in this direction. Now you're in, like, let's say, I don't know, what's another freaking game that people play that's kind of around the same genre. I don't know, Gary's Mod or something. I don't know. Whatever platforms are out there. But right now it's just looking like Minecraft and Roblox on the main portfolio. But I eventually wouldn't mind having like a Steam version of this as well. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a way of, like, if I can take a 3D model from Steam and inject it into this game and apply it into this game, I should be able to take the 3D models from this and apply it into the Steam version as well too. Um, not 100% sure about that. I might have to like recreate the map, or maybe, like I said, it won't even be so much recreate the map of more extend it. Maybe that'll be another continent, and it's gonna be like available on Steam instead. I'm just trying to think of other like how to break out into other platforms and kind of connect the platforms together and stuff like that. One of the things in Minecraft that we saw was they brought the first crossplay to where like PC players, mobile players, and is it console players? Well, just with Xbox, anyways. I think the Switches were actually able to connect as well too. I'm not 100% sure about that. Like, don't hold me to it. But yeah. But I don't know. Takes a while to do these dang mountains. I think in every sort of 3D freaking modeling thing I've ever touched on, mountains have always been the biggest pain in the butts to do. Um, so the initial start of the game is actually gonna start way the heck over there. I just want to get like these part of the mountains done and stuff like that, because the first province that I'm gonna be opening up is gonna be in this section here. I want to touch on the different modes of transportation. So to get around the network, there's going to be multiple different types of modes of transportations. So there's going to be obviously like roads and cars. After playing the Wild West game, I really want to bring horseback as well, and maybe some other unique creatures. Because this doesn't have to be like Earth. It can be a far off planet somewhere. It's our own little world that we can create. So who knows? Maybe there's like friggin' some weird lizard creature thing that you could ride. I don't know. And maybe it's not even like a lizard. Maybe it breeds by spores. I don't know. Maybe it's like some sort of fungi, and you can like ride it around. I don't know. Like something far out there, right? Some extraterrestrial thing. Something that's not of this planet. Um. So I don't know. Hard to say. Oh, shoot, I just But yeah. So we're gonna have. I was thinking about just kind of like having towns out here, because like realistically, in real life, it if you're to look at how places are built, they wouldn't have the town and city so close to the shoreline, like the actual main city. They'd have it tucked back a bit, like in around here maybe, and then they would have like probably like little small towns and stuff like that, just to act as protection. And then like they would have like probably like a couple garrisons or something there, or barracks of some sort, just something. And then like for sure they would have like cannons and stuff. 'Cause, like this is gonna be raised up as a cliff face, I think. And then like in here, like because this isn't gonna be like medieval times. This is gonna be like modern day slash futuristic times. So like there's gonna be different train yards and different boats and stuff like that. Like I want like a proper shipping lane. And the economy of this place is gonna be a big playing factor into it. Um when it comes to the economy, how to explain it? So you're gonna have thirst, you're gonna have hunger. You're gonna need to use the washroom. You're gonna have hygiene, broken limbs, all of the sorts. I want it to have it as close as to like a real life simulator as possible. So like when you need to drink, that water has to come from somewhere. That the bottle that the water's in needs to come from somewhere. The vehicle that you drive, that needs to come from somewhere. So I want to have like different factories and stuff set up to uh, where where like one of the biggest things on Roblox right now is like simulators, and like some of the simulators I'm seeing thousands of people playing are just like so stupid but so addicting at the same time. So I figured why not add that to the game as well too? Why not bring that small little crowd into the network and let them join the big family here, and they can be part of the gameplay. They can be part of the fun, and they can have their space of how they like to play the game. And if they like to play simulators and just do that mundane stuff, then hey, so be it. Let them do that, right? And they could be helpful to other players in the game that want to go out on a quest, because now the person that wants to go out on a quest, they're going to need a truck or something like that, and that person that's doing like factory simulator work type thing is now making them the truck that they're going to need, and now that person can get that truck. How does that person get that truck? Well, they're going to have to start off as a noob player, and they're going to have to do different quests and different things, and having the quest set up is going to be big. Like I want to have an interactive city, um, and yeah, like it has to be all interlinked together. Like it has to be all functioning together. Now, one of the biggest things that I'm coming across as a developer that is I don't know what the I don't know what I'm doing. So, it's a big learning thing for me, and so the first step for me is I have to figure out how to transfer player data from one server to the next. Like right now, I kind of compiled a bunch of scripts elsewhere. It's on my laptop actually, because like I started doing this at like I started development of the game at an esports center, and currently right now because of the virus, it everything shut down. So I ended up building a computer at home. Um, and so all my data is over on my laptop at the moment. And then yeah. So, anyways, so I've been compiling script and different resources that I want to do with the game and different plugins and stuff. And one of the things that I haven't quite figured out is like let's say you go like I said with the server being built up like a jigsaw puzzle. Let's say you go to the car dealership and you've just bought a car. The way they do it before is that car dealership would be on the same server as your house. So they figure out how to save the player data like that. Now what I haven't quite figured out is you bought that car at the dealership now, and what I need to do, I already know like with the economics, like the banking system stuff, I'm gonna have to set up a separate game server and just kind of have everything sync to that um, server, and then just kind of go like that. But I think I might have to do it for player inventory and tools and vehicles and stuff like that as well too. Now my plan is you're gonna either be renting a house or buying a house. Some of the houses will never be for sale. They'll be NPC owned. I'm just thinking for the more populated areas, or things that I kind of foresee that's going to be a populated area, because like there's just some parts of the gameplay that I'm going to be doing that it's not. It wouldn't be practical to have somebody like have a player get stupid wealthy and then buy up all the properties in the area and then not allow players to be there and to be able to do their thing there. Like I don't want to be have gameplay messed with. Essentially, it's preserved gameplay is what I'm looking for. Um, because I just kind of foresee freaking trolls buying up all the player all the player houses in, like, let's say a noob spawn area, and you're just starting out the game, you have to get a basic job, you have or and whatnot, and they're making it to where now instead of having a quick rental unit to where you go out the door and your job's right there, now you have to travel across town, which means going through 3, 4 different servers every time you need to go to work. And then, like, because the hygiene's going to be in the game, you're going to need to shower and clean yourself. The clothing, I want to have a clothing feature, and I want to have the clothing that has hygiene as well too. And the clothing needs to be washed and stuff like that. So I want to see laundry mats and whatnot, and you'll have to wash your clothes or buy new clothes, stuff like that. Now, depending what you're doing, as well too, will severely affect the hygiene of your clothes, because, like, hypothetically, you go to the movie theater, and there's a movie going on. You sit through the movie. Your clothes are not going to be as dirty doing that versus you go to the gym and you freaking rip a big massive freaking set with your new trainer, freaking Brenda from freaking Russia, freaking all-time powered freaking lifter. I don't know, but, like, it really all depends on, like, what's going on with that. But I don't know. It's fully up to people's. Um, but yeah, for the next couple days, it looks like I got so much mountain range to finish shaping out. So my goal is just to kind of get the first continent shaped out. If we go up really close, you actually see it right here. You can see it's all looks corded and stuff. Uh, so I have a triple monitor set up. So I have, like, all these other side windows like this. Oh, that's actually, can't really see that very well. Ah, yeah. So I have, like, the standard stuff like this, but I have it put off to the side into my other monitor. That way I can have this guy nice and big. But, shoot, appearing on me. Just bring this back over here. Arp. It shrunk on me. So yeah. Yeah, I got 3 monitors on my new system. I kind of love it. I love the screen real estate. I really, really do love the screen real estate. So, what was it? Grow. So, I've kind of came up with this little technique. I put this, I think it is 20s-ish. Go like that. Put that off the side. Yeah, no, it was 16. So I put it anywhere between 10 to 16. Like right now, it's sitting on 14. So 14 by 14 cube. And it's auto-saving at the moment. Gotta love that autosave. I forgot to fill up my water bottle. I got some grape juice here. Oop. That's a little wrong. Needs slate. So yeah, and basically what I have to do is go over each mount and basically smooth it out. I'll use the grow tool here just to kind of catch in between each thing. Now I don't want it perfect either, because uh, afterwards, like, what's gonna come through here is, like, in this groove there's gonna be like a road and then like a small town and stuff, and then like other smaller roads going up the mountain with like logging and maybe an access to another mine or something, and just different things like that. So uh I'm not overly concerned. This is just like the basic shape. Um and yeah, I basically just try and get as much as and this is I do a little bit more ridiculously when I'm not streaming, is I'm able to just kind of like zone out, and when I'm talking and stuff, I'm not able to focus on it all that great. That's half the issue there. Uh, yeah, so you just kind of like smooth all this out. And I found, like, I tried a couple different methods, and I just kind of liked this method here. Ew. Sometimes it looks like crap. You gotta restart. But for the most part, you just want to come out like that. And mountains aren't even. You have to remember that too. Like nature, nothing's like perfect, nothing's nice. Um, so eventually what I'm gonna end up doing is, so once I start adding other things, like when I put in the roadway, I'm gonna put in a bunch of grass and stuff like that, and I will be putting like different grass knolls and different pathways up through the mountains. We're gonna utilize this space. You're gonna actually be able to climb up on these, and so I'm gonna be adding different rocks and stuff. And because we're cutting up into a puzzle piece, I want to have like physical rocks that you can like pick up and move and use. Have like some weight mechanics to some things. So like if it's a giant boulder, maybe you can like move it with a truck or a machine of some sort, but you can't like actually pick it up. Maybe you can grab it and hold on to it. So maybe we can apply a rock climbing mechanic of some sort, but sorry, really dry. Um, but yeah, and basically, yeah, it's a process. So I started out by making these triangle things. Did a bunch of triangles all the way around, kind of figured out where I wanted to place mountains. There's actually another mountain set over there, but that's going to be a whole different video, a whole different explanation of what's going on there. That is a mechanic that I'm going to be keeping secret in the future. Secret for the future? I don't know how to word that, but whatever. I'm not good with the words. Um, but yeah, so this is a sneak peek into the Lost Network. Doesn't look like much right now. Really know it does. But let's open up Toolbox just to give you guys a grasp of actually how big this is. I'm just gonna scroll down. I'm gonna grab my little soldier friend. Oop, just okay. We're gonna grab my little soldier friend. Gonna do it. Yep, there's my little soldier friend. And then we're gonna grab. I want a brighter color car or something. Just kind of stick out. That's great. Just a basic sedan will work. We're gonna put basic sedan beside him as well too, and let's just start scrolling out just to give you a grasp of how big this is gonna be. Yeah. So, and this is just the start. This is yeah. Not yeah. So it's not gonna be a small game. It's gonna be fairly large. Uh, I'm hoping for multiple cities, multiple different things, and actually a pretty good shot here. Let's see if we can scroll out a little bit further. So I was thinking about having um these mountains kind of like extend up through here, but after doing this much in the mountains, I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. But it's gonna be slightly elevated, and there is gonna be cliff faces that's gonna do here because this section here is gonna be the Midlands. This is gonna be the lowlands. This is gonna be like farming and stuff like that, and fishing, agriculture. Um, and then once we get back here, this is gonna kind of curve out a little bit, out, and then come back up and around. Um, shape of this island is gonna be like similar to like an elephant ear, I guess. Uh, and then here I'm gonna have like some more mountain stuff going on here. I want to do some different old castles and stuff like that. I've always loved castles. I'm putting in a castle. I don't care. There's gonna be a dam here as well too. I've just always loved those car scenes where the old like 1960s American muscle cars driving across the big Hoover Dam. I've just always loved that scene, and it's just like, yeah, I want to reproduce that here. And yeah, so there's going to be a big lake system. So the lore of the land here, of the mechanics of the land, is the ocean, which is going to be surrounding the island of continent. I think this is going to be big enough to be classified as a continent. I'm not too sure yet, but so this island, I guess you could say, is going to be surrounded by ocean, and the ocean is pushing pressures and stuff to push water up through this special, like, we're not on Earth here, so this special rock that cleans the ocean water and makes it like fresh water. And then it's gonna come up through here, and I'm gonna make up some weird fantasy language, and basically it's gonna be the well of life, and because like water is like the source of all life for organics, so we all need water to survive. So that's gonna be the well of life that kind of like spews out water, and that's gonna be the main water source for everything. Now, this here is going to also have another water source coming from it, but that's going to be a different water source, and that's going to be touched on in the future. For right now, I'll drop a few spoilers here and there and let you guys try and figure out what it's going to happen over here. But just, here's another spoiler. Just kind of look at the shape of it. So, there you go. And, yeah, I'm going to put a couple more mountains in back here to kind of like, if you look through these mountains, you can see that they're like between 2 to 4 thick. I kind of want to keep that consistency all the way around. Here I decided to let it thin out because this is where the connection for the Midlands and the Highlands. Oh yeah, I'm calling this the Highlands because it's the lands that are high. It's I was aiming to do like a mountain plain, and this is way bigger than a mountain plain, so I'm not too sure what to make of it, but it is what it is, right? So, there's gonna be a lot of camping spots and whatnot. Now, I do want mechanics similar to Rust base building. I'd like it to not be as toxic as Rust, but what's gonna be going on all through here down, and then there's going to be another ring. There's going to be port rings that I'm going to get into at a later date. But right now, it's not going to be part of the Badlands. Of what I'm calling the Badlands, there's going to be parts that are desert, and then for the most part, it's going to be a lot of desert terrain. The reasoning for that is in the Badlands is also going to be the prison. Um, so if you are in a populated town or city or something like that, you break one of the rules, and you, like, let's say you're in town, because I'm not turning off PvP. You will be able to off other players, and yeah, you're going to be able to off other players, and if you do, because a player's life is so valuable in this game, there's going to be severe consequences, and so you're going to be sent to prison, and the prison is going to be designed and set up to where it's not like the other prison escape games to where you can just like break out super easy. No, you're probably going to be either stuck there for a really long time, like you'll contemplate creating an alt account because you're going to be stuck in the prison for so long. Um, yeah. I'm gonna make it so there's consequences to offing another player. There is a mechanic that I've been contemplating of how to set it up. I do want magic um in the game. Like, everybody's always liked magic, and I love the idea of having like some magical entity in here. So I was thinking about having like over this way I was thinking about doing like a swampy area because like I wanted to do a rainforest type thing. I was either thinking about doing a rainforest over here with a bit of swamps here or doing it over here somewhere. I'm not 100% sure where I want to do that yet. But it will find its home somewhere around here on either side. And then um in the swampy, like I was thinking about doing like some voodoo witch doctor thing of some sort and like having a resurrection spell or having like druids or something in the middle of the desert to where you can go to and like so if you die they'll resurrect you and that's your spawn point. You'll spawn there instead. And then I was thinking like in the cities and stuff like that, have like some fancy future freaking take a freaking snapshot of your life now, and like, and I was also thinking for in gameplay, like in real life, like if you pass away, you'll have a will, your last will and testament to like your possessions and your property. Who is that left to? So I was also thinking like having your last will and testament thing also set up in the game. So if you do die in game, then you could like if you become like a valuable player and like you've ended up uh like buying a house and like different businesses and you have like 4 or 5 different shops going and stuff like that. If you die in game, you don't have a will set up, then the network will absorb your stuff. So to prevent the network from absorbing your stuff, I was contemplating on setting up like lawyer shops or something like that, where you could do like a will to like will all your stuff to a friend, and then like that way if you get defeated in the game, that way you don't actually like lose all your stuff. Like I don't want somebody like to spend 100 hours in the game freaking grinding, getting a bunch of stuff set up, and then freaking some freaking hacker comes by and oofs them. Um, and that's another thing I'm aware about too is hackers. So I'm not going to be revealing how I'm going to be doing hacker detection, but I've been messing around with it, been checking some things out with it, and a few other friends have tested a few things, and it seems to be working with them. So I don't know, we'll see. And yeah, I'm probably gonna do a synopsis video as well too of kind of the same thing I did when I was doing Minecraft and testing out Minecraft's security features for servers, and that was basically get the same mods and the same hacks that the hackers are using, see how they work, tinker with them, and freaking start figuring out how to add things to the map in the game that screws up that program. That's the whole goal of it. So it's kind of reverse engineer on it and just start putting things in the game that freaking screws up the hackers' programs where a program doesn't work properly. So I won't be doing bans. Uh, that's gonna be like one of the things I've always pushed because what's the point of banning the person? Um, if like yeah, I was thinking about doing a buy-in though. That helps somewhat, but I'm not 100% sure if that's effective because like I know a buy-in that's effective is generally like between $20 to $40. Um, but I don't want to impose a $20 to $40 buy-in because like I would love to keep this available as free to play for players to play it who can't afford to do it. Like I know so many people that they're not stupid wealthy freaking can afford to freaking be dropping $40, $50 here and there everywhere. Like that's not unreal, like that's very unrealistic to their like what their budget is. Like think of how many students and kids play games and like they're lucky to see 40, $50 in a month freaking, let alone freaking just have that extra hanging around to pay on a video game. So it's like I don't really want to impose that on people. That's why I was wanting to do like a Steam version down the road, and that's where I would do it because I do know a lot of people that are playing on Steam they're financially capable of doing it. They have the money for the gaming industry. Like the money in the gaming industry is there to ask for that type of stuff. But I just feel like the Roblox platform, seeing that it's a student platform, I just feel it would limit how many people would actually be able to play the game and how many people would actually have access to it. So therefore, like I want to try and keep it free as much as possible. And another thing I want to do is I don't want to have it as pay to win. I want to have it like more like pay to enhance. So like let's say uh, I have an AK in the game, or some sort of AR. Instead of having like it to where you can buy an AR that freaking looks super sick and freaking is like OP as hell, freaking has a higher freaking fire rate, has a higher damage point and everything like that. Instead of having it like that to where like you can buy that gun with Robux or something like that, I want to have it to where like you can get a skin and it looks good on the skin and it looks sick and but I don't want to have it affect the actual gameplay. Another way I was looking at doing that is to kind of help accommodate to people who like the pay to win stuff. They don't want to go grind and stuff like that. Is by like having that heavier gun for sale in coins of some sort, like in network ducats. I don't know. Um, and having it to where like you could buy money for the network using Robux that way, and then that way, if somebody who doesn't have the extra Robux or money to actually buy into it, they could go out to the mines and freaking grind for a couple days and freaking make up the money that way to go back and buy it. Um, Now, as for PvP and stuff like that, with the respawn stuff, once I get that set up, I know the PvP will become a lot more popular, but I want to have it make sure that the PvP respawn points are away from like populated centers to where we don't want people PvPing. Like, because I don't want to install like a friendly zone to make your gun inoperable. I was actually thinking about doing like borders and stuff like that, having like the lore that like the place is just like finished a war and stuff like that, and there's like some controller or something, and have it to where the community has to like work together to do different quests overall over the whole freaking continent to defeat that person, and then like you guys take control of the whole place and like different mayors and yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to create a community here too at the same time, I guess. But isn't that what you do with anything when you build a new game? But I don't know. Has to start somewhere, and it's starting here, I guess. But yeah, I think that's just gonna be it for now. Quick little 40-minute stream, and yeah. Uh, Checking health. What is that? Notifications. Please check your video resolution. The current resolution, which is not optimal. Okay. But yeah, that's it for me for now. It was great seeing you guys. Thanks for checking me out.